The world will not respect you unless you prove your point or value. And this exact thing has happened to the biotech and pharma industry in last 5 years. 5 years ago, or rather I should say 6 years ago, if you had asked anybody in 2018-19 what is PCR, they'll be like, I don't know. If you had asked someone when was the last time you took a vaccine, they'll be like, childhood. But then comes the COVID-19 pandemic, a pandemic which changed the face of not just our nation, but the entire globe. Many people lost lives, but there was a positive part of COVID pandemic, and that was people realized the importance of the biotech and pharma industry, specifically the vaccine design and development industry. In fact, when COVID-19 pandemic came, as an expert, I also thought it will minimum take 5 years to come up with a vaccine because we have never ever seen a pandemic of this scale. And that meant that probably 5 years COVID would have stayed. Humanity always surprises all of us. We came up with a vaccine in breakneck speed and an efficient vaccine. Some companies use the traditional way of weakening the virus and then going ahead and injecting as a vaccine, while some companies used bioinformatics, artificial intelligence to design their vaccines. Fast forward to 2026. Vaccine design and development is a real thing which attracts investors. And India is the back door or the backstage of vaccine design. The biggest pharma companies which are producing vaccines for the world exist in India. So that means as a biopharma professional or aspiring biopharma professional, you have so many new opportunities globally as well as in our country where you can get advanced opportunities, career in vaccine design and development. But in last 5-6 years, there has been one more positive development, and that is AI. AI is not just accelerating drug development, but also now accelerating vaccine design and development. So in this video, we will first talk about what all things AI can do, and then we'll talk about the careers which you can design for yourself in the vaccine design and development companies. Now, two of the biggest companies which you can target in your career will be Serum Institute of India as well as Bharat Biotech if you are in India. Globally, you have Pfizer and Moderna who are doing great in this direction. Now, let's look at what exactly these companies are up to, what exactly they want to do with AI, right? So, COVID-19 proved to the world that yes, we need vaccine companies, and AI is now accelerating the vaccine design and development, and that means more of investor money is flowing towards these companies. As a vaccine company, if I was a vaccine company, what would I do? The first challenge I will have is analyzing the pathogen genome, because it takes weeks or months. What if I could do it within hours? Now, that's where number one, AI comes into picture. Then it helps us predict the vaccine antigens. Another thing which we have seen is it helps us identify the B cell and T cell epitopes. It helps us estimate the immune response across populations in real time. And then we can design protein, peptide, and mRNA vaccine candidates using AI. In fact, Moderna designed its COVID-19 pandemic vaccine using Bioinformatics and AI/ML. That means optimizing the vaccine for a population is easier today compared to 10 years ago. Optimizing adjuvants and vaccine formulations is a challenge always for the pharma and biotech companies, vaccine companies. We can do that using AI. We can predict the vaccine stability. Suppose I made the vaccine, it reaches the end user. By the time the vaccine is of no use, it has got denatured or destroyed. We can predict what is the temperature at which we have to store so that it stays stable? What if it doesn't become toxic, or what will be the efficacy if we store it for a month or so? So all of this AI can help us do. It can even help us design the clinical trial. It can help us pick the different participants for this clinical trial. It will help us monitor adverse events and vaccine effectiveness in real time. Now that's about AI. Now, how can you as a biopharma student or professional get inside all of this? That's the question to be asked. See, the vaccine design companies have always moved towards the traditional way because that seems safer. But now with the advent of newer strains of viruses, there are various types of things which we can do and we are planning to do with AI. So that is where let us look at different aspects of different implementations of AI in vaccine research and the future of vaccine research itself using AI. Now, the biological foundation which you will require will be the same for all these jobs. You'll require immunology, number one, virology and microbiology, genetics, molecular biology, genomics, vaccine platform knowledge, antigen, antibody interaction, MHC presentation and clinical trials and biostatistics knowledge. You will also require programming knowledge such as Python, R, Linux, Git, GitHub, statistics, SQL, data visualization, cloud computing, and then you will require AI/ML skills such as supervised and unsupervised learning, featured engineering, deep learning, natural language processing, transformers, graph neural networks, generative AI, and explainable AI. And then you will be able to do model validation and reproducibility also. Now, on the top of it, you will require your basics of biotechnology, and that is why I always say you must do your BSc or BTech in biotechnology if you want to launch yourself in any of the industries in biotech. Biotechnology is number one. So do your BSc or BTech in biotechnology, specialization in bioinformatics, and then you are good to go. If you're an MBBS candidate, nothing to worry, just learn bioinformatics, AI/ML, and then you can jump into this. Now, some of the projects which you can do as a student or as a researcher to establish yourself in this vaccine design and development. Number one thing which I'll recommend is the workshop which we are conducting. It's a one-day national workshop which we are conducting on AI for vaccine design from basics to hands-on tools, and this is happening on 25th of July. And this particular workshop is being conducted exclusively online. We have Dr. Priyambada, we have Mrs. Urmimala, Dr. Elamati, Dr. Prangerath, Ms. Kavita, and Mrs. Chamrita Paul, who will help you understand how can you use AI to design vaccine in this national level workshop. Now, this workshop is happening on 25th of July at 10 o'clock. It will start. By 4 o'clock it will conclude. It is online. All participants will get soft copy certificate of participation, and this workshop is for MSc, PhD students in biotechnology, microbiology, immunology, bioinformatics or life sciences, research scholars, postdoctoral researchers, faculty members, industry stakeholders, life science graduates, and any curious mind who wants to learn how AI is transforming vaccine design and development. Now, if you are someone who wants to learn how to make vaccines, if you want to understand, if you want to get a hands-on exposure, there will be 2 live demonstrations during this workshop where PyMol structural analysis and AlphaFold based AI workflow will be shown. You will be able to understand real case studies including AI designed and development, AI designed pan-sarbecovirus vaccine and AI based HIV vaccine design. So there will be a real case study on these 2, and then you'll get a clear career roadmap for vaccine science and AI-driven immunology. And all of this is happening. Link is given in the comment section. You can check it out. Now, this is about the national workshop. Now let's come back and understand what all projects you need to do to get a job in the vaccine design and development companies. Now, all these companies have a very high benchmark. So you must do a project which leads to a paper publication. You can do all of this in Biotecnika CRO. Let me give you some example. You can do a B cell and T cell epitope prediction pipeline. You can do a project on machine learning model to rank vaccine antigens. You can do a project on mutation surveillance dashboard for an infectious pathogen, mRNA sequence optimization project, deep learning model for antigen immunogenicity, and protein antibody interaction prediction project. Now, these are some of the examples. Now, let us understand where your career can be if you invest in learning AI/ML in vaccine design and development. Now, the current Indian vaccine market is $2.7 billion as of 2025. Now, by 2033, this will be 5.2 billion. So from 2.7 billion, it will be 5.2 billion. That's almost double. Now, the North American vaccine market currently is at $40.3 billion, and this will become $60 billion, out of which right now only the US market is $28 billion. By 2033, that means in the next 7 years, it will be $42 billion, almost 75% jump. European vaccine market is also slated to jump from $20 billion to $31 billion, and the overall global vaccine market currently stands at $72 billion, and it will grow to $120 billion in the next 7 years. Now, that means there is huge scope for each one of you if you invest your time, money, effort in this particular field. Now, where the vaccine manufacturing companies are going, let us quickly understand. You know, if you remember, there were 18 different type of vaccines which you took when you were a child. When I took, it was hardly 4 or 5, but now it is more. So for every new virus, every new strain, there is a new type of virus. So scientists have understood this problem, that why not have one universal vaccine which takes care of the entire strain instead of having different vaccines for different families of viruses. So that is where there is a lot of research going on in universal vaccines. Researchers are working on vaccines that protect against multiple strains or entire virus families except a single variant. Now the next thing which we are seeing is personalized cancer vaccine. Let me give you an example. So today when you go for eye checkup, everybody's eye power is different. So the optometrist gives you different power specs, right? That is the first example and the best example of personalized medicine. But in cancer, we face a similar problem. See, a cancer in one patient is different than the other person. Problem which doctors face is one size does not fit all. So there is work going on because each patient's tumor carries a different set of mutations. So AI will help us identify the best neoantigens and design individualized vaccine candidates, and that is what we call it as personalized cancer vaccines, right? The third thing which vaccine companies are moving forward is pandemic preparedness. See, whether it is conspiracy or whether it is truth, we all know biological warfare is coming in the future. What if it comes? Is any country prepared for a biological warfare where a lot of COVID-like viruses are dropped from the sky and then people start getting it? Well, it may not be through sky, but waterborne diseases can always be spread. And nature has its own way of killing humans, whether it is Ebola or Corona, we have seen it all. So pandemic preparedness is where the vaccine is going. AI-enabled pathogen surveillance, which will help researchers move forward faster even before the pandemic has happened, right? Just like intelligence agencies. That is where AI is. Then we have digital twins and immune response prediction. Computational models are being used to simulate how different patient groups will respond to different type of physical testing. And then we are looking at AI-led clinical trials and agentic AI laboratories. Now, here is something which you should know as a student, as a biopharma professional, and that is, if you do not understand the biological problem, you cannot design a vaccine candidate. So first thing is, you have to have your molecular biology and immunology super solid. Then only you can get inside this. Second, you have to select and learn how to use AI to clean the data, because data will come from every source. How to create it meaningful way, how to interpret it in a meaningful way, that is very important. Then building and using appropriate AI models, interpreting the prediction biologically. I'll give you example. I recently designed a model. So if you give me data of first 3 days of immune response in a patient for a particular vaccine, I can predict how long the memory will be in the T cell, right? So that is a AI problem. So this is always, we can collaborate with the wet lab researchers and design such prediction models. We will be able to interpret the prediction biologically. We'll be able to validate the result experimentally, and then we will be able to document the process for regulatory review, and all of this is required as a hybrid professional. So as a vaccine scientist of the future, the first and foremost thing, I will invite you to join the national workshop which is happening this month, 25th of July. Link is given in the comment section. And of course, learn this before anybody else does. See, the biopharma has a lot of R&D, but vaccine R&D takes lesser time compared to any other R&D, because all we have to do is reverse engineer the virus using AI, and then the time to go to market is lesser. So vaccine design companies are racing against time to beat each other in this market. So if you are a unique researcher who knows AI ML in vaccine design development, and if you have done projects with Biotechnika on this, then you are no longer a fresher. Then you are no longer someone who is just struggling to establish themselves. You are an established scientist already. All you need is a name and designation. And these companies would love to give you that if you apply through Biotechnika's placement portal. So more details are given in the comment section, and let me know what more you would like to know, and accordingly I'll make my next video, because I always listen to my subscribers. So comment below, let me know what more you need, and accordingly I'll decide my next video topic. All the best.